Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is from your standard 10th unit number 11 chapter The Proposal by Anton Chekhov. In the first and second lecture we saw the introduction and the summary of the chapter, okay, as well as the introduction part of the chapter wherein Ivan Lomo goes to his neighbor's house, okay, and he uh, gives the proposal to the father, and the name of the father was Shubuko, okay, for his daughter Natalia, okay. So in the second part we saw the conversation which is taking place between Lomo and Shubuko, okay, and then at last in the second lecture we have seen that uh, Natalia comes into the picture, okay, and then we had ended our lecture. So in our third lecture, that is today, we are going to see what all conversation takes place between Natalia and Lomo, okay, and how is Lomo, means is he able to present his proposal, or what happens between both of them. Let's begin with the story, okay. Natalia, well, there, it's you. And Papa said, go. There is a merchant come for his goods. How do you do? Ivan Vasilevich, right? So she's asking Lomo, how are you? Lomo, how do you do? Honored Natalia Stepnovna. Okay, so both are greeting each other by asking, how are you or how do you do? Natalia, you must excuse my apron and neglect. Okay, so what Natalia is saying, that you must excuse my apron and neglect. Okay, so why she is saying like this? Because further we'll read out, we are shelling peas for drying. Why haven't you been here for such a long time? Sit down. They sit themselves. Won't you have some lunch? Okay, so this is what the conversation is going on between Natalia and Lomo. Okay, so first thing what Lomo is Lomo and Natalia is having, that is she is saying that we are shelling peas for drying. So SHELLING. Shelling means removing peas from the pods. Okay, you might have seen the peas from the pod. The peas are removed, which is known as shelling. Okay, so she was doing her work, and therefore she is saying that please excuse my apron, that is the clothes she is wearing, and neglect. Okay, because it might be possible that she is in a she might be doing her daily routine work, and therefore the clothes she is wearing might be uh, not proper. Okay, further, Lomo, no, thank you. I have had some already. Natalia. Then smoke. Here are the matches. The weather is splendid now, but yesterday it was so wet that the workmen didn't do anything at all. How much hay have you stacked? Okay, so hay means dry grass, and stacked means covered or filled with a large amount of things, right? So usually this place might belong to a place where there is extreme cold. Okay, so she's asking Lomo. So further what he's saying, just think, I felt greedy and had a whole field cut, and now I am not at all pleased about it because I am afraid my hay may rot. Okay, so Lomo is saying that I had become greedy and therefore I have cut the whole field. And as we know that at the place where there is moisture or humidity, right, a lot of moisture, the things they get rotten easily. Okay, so he's afraid. I ought to have waited a bit. But what's this? Why you are in this evening dress? Okay, Natalia is asking Lomo. Well, I never. Are you going to a ball or what? Ball means a party. Okay. Though I must say you look better. So Natalia is saying, even though you are wearing this, you look better. Tell me, why are you got up like that? Right? She's asking, what is the reason for wearing such a kind of clothes? Lomo is very excited. You see, honored Natalia Stepnona, the fact is, I have made up my mind to ask you to hear me out. Of course, you will be surprised and perhaps even angry, but uh, aside, it's awfully cold. That means he's very nervous and excited at the same time. Natalia, what's the matter? She then pauses for some time. Well, okay, so that means she is trying to ask him, what is the matter? What do you want to say? Lomo, I shall try to be brief. That means he is trying to say that I'll come to the point directly. You must know, honored Natalia Stepnovna, that I have long, since my childhood, in fact, had the privilege of knowing your family. My late aunt and her husband, from whom, as you know, I inherited my land, always had the greatest respect for your father and your late mother. Late mother means mother of Natalia is dead. She is no longer. The Lomos and the Shubukos have always had the most friendly and I might almost say the most affectionate regard for each other. That means he is trying to say that both the families are having very good relations. Okay, and as you know, my land is a near neighbor of yours. You will remember that my oxen meadows touch your birch woods. Right, so this way the communication begins, and I have already explained you oxen meadows. Okay, is talking about the fields. Okay, so at the same time, Natalia says, okay, excuse me interrupting you. You say my oxen meadows, but they are yours. So she is questioning and means questioning that are these oxen meadows yours? Lomo, yes, mine. Natalia, what are you talking about? Oxen meadows are ours, not yours. So she is saying that oxen meadow belongs to us and not to you. Okay? Lomo, no, mine. Honors Natalia Stepnona. Natalia, again what she's saying? Well, I never knew that before. How do you make that out? So she's saying that how is it possible that you are saying that it belongs to you? Okay. Lomo, how? I am speaking of those Oxford meadows which are wedged in between your beech woods and the burnt marsh. Okay. So what he's saying that so, what is saying that which is wedged in between your beech woods and the burnt marsh, right? So many a times we have seen the fields they are burnt, okay, and wedged means it is stuck or it is jammed means between the burnt marsh and the birch woods. It is between that oxen meadows, okay. Further, Natalia, yes, yes, they are ours. So she's saying that about the oxen meadows, what you are talking about is ours. Lomo, no, you are mistaken. Honored Natalia Stepnona, they are mine. Natalia, just think, Ivan Vesselvich, how long have they been yours? So she's asking that from how much time you are owning those meadows. Lomo, how long? As long as I can remember. Okay, so what Lomo is saying that from the very beginning, those oxen meadows are ours. Natalia, really? You won't get me to believe that? Lomo, but you can see from the documents, honored Natalia's stepnona. Oxen meadows. It's true. were once the subject of dispute. Subject of dispute means uh, a case might be going on, a fight between people regarding the ownership or possession of the land. But now everybody knows that they are mine. There is nothing to argue about. You see, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of these meadows in perpetuity to the peasants of your father's grandfather. Okay, so perpetuity means the state of continuing forever or for a very long time. That means Lomo is saying that my grandfather, he had given this land. Okay, sorry, my aunt's grandmother gave the free use of this meadows in perpetuity. Perpetuity means for a very long time. To the peasants. Peasants means the farmers of your father's grandfather. Of your father's grandfather. Okay. In return for which they were to make bricks for her. Right. So this might be some kind of agreement. Okay. The peasants belonging to your father's grandfather had the free use of meadows for 40 years and had got into the habit of regarding them as their own. When it happened that, okay, so Lomo is trying to explain that this meadows actually belong to them, and his aunt's grandmother had actually given it for using it for a long time for free of use, but the people who are working over there, they considered it as their own property. Okay, so he's trying to say like that. Natalia, no, it isn't at all like that. So she's saying that what you are saying is not right. Okay, it's absolutely wrong. Both grandfather and great grandfather reckoned that their land extended to burnt marsh, which means that oxen meadows were ours. So here it is birchwoods, here it is burnt marsh, okay, the land which is burnt, and between it is oxen meadow. So she is saying that our my grandfather and great grandfather, they told that our land extended from birchwood till burnt marsh. That means the oxen meadows also belongs to us. Okay, I don't see what there is to argue about. It's simply silly. So Natalia is saying that it simply belongs to us and I don't find any reason to argue with you. Lomo, I'll show you the documents. Natalia Stepnona. Natalia, no, you are simply joking or making fun of me. What a surprise. We have had the land for nearly 300 years and then we are suddenly told that it isn't ours. Right? So this is what Natalia is saying. Ivan Vasilievich, I can hardly believe my own ears. So Natalia is saying to Lomo that I can hardly believe that this land doesn't belong to us. These meadows aren't worth much to me. They only come to 5 deciatents. Okay, so and are worth perhaps 300 rubles, but I can't stand unfairness. Say what you will, I can't stand unfairness. So Natalia is saying to Lomo that the amount doesn't matter. Okay, so it is decients, that is the land measurement unit. Okay, decients is a land measurement unit, and what Natalia is saying that they only come to 5 decients and are worth perhaps 300 rubles. So what she is saying that it is a very small piece of land, okay, which doesn't matter to me a lot, but what matters to me is unfairness. That means the thing what you are saying is wrong, which I cannot bear. Okay, Lomo, hear me out. I implore you. Implore means to make a very serious or emotional request to someone, right? So he is making a serious request to Natalia. What he is saying? Let's see. The peasants of your father's grandfather, as I have already had the honor of explaining to you, used to make bricks for my aunt's grandmother. Now, my aunt's grandmother wishing to make them a pleasant. Okay. So what again is explaining that it belonged to our family, but it was just given for the purpose of using it. Okay. That doesn't mean that it belongs to your ownership or possession. Natalia, I can't make head or tails of all this about aunts and grandfathers and grandmothers. The meadows are ours, that's all. So Natalia is saying that I am not, means I don't want to understand anything. Okay, I just know one thing, that these meadows are ours. Lomo, mine. Natalia, ours. You can go on proving it for 2 days on end. You can go on and put on 15 dress jackets, but I tell you, they are ours, ours, ours. I don't want anything of yours, and I don't want to give anything of mine. So, there. That means Natalia is saying, that's it. I don't want to listen anything. I don't want anything of yours, and I don't want to give anything of mine. Lomo, Natalia Stepnona, I don't want the meadows, but I am acting on principle. If you like, I'll make you a present of them. So he's saying that uh, as it is ours and the ownership or possession belongs to us. Okay, so what he's saying, that I don't mind giving it to you in the form of a present, but right now the ownership belongs to us. That is what Lomo is saying. Natalia, I can make you a present of them myself. So what Natalia is saying, what is the need of present? It belongs to us. If you want, then I'll give it to you in the form of present, because they are mine. Your behavior, Ivan Vasilevich, is strange to say the least. Up to this, we have always thought of you as a good neighbor, a friend. So what Natalia is saying, that till date we thought that you are a very good neighbor, okay, and a good friend. Last year we lent you our threshing machine, right? So it is a agricultural machine, okay, used for threshing. Although on that account we had to put off our own threshing till November, but you behaved to us as if we were gypsies. Right, so gypsies means it is a group of people who keep on wandering from one place to another. Okay, so what she is saying, that you consider us as gypsies, giving me my own land. Indeed, no, really, that's not at all neighborly. So she's trying to say that what you are saying and doing is absolutely wrong. In my opinion, it's even impudent, if you want to know. Okay, impudent means very rude. So she is saying that you are trying to be very rude. Though the land or the property belongs to us, then too you are saying that it belongs to you. Lomo. Then you make out that I am a land beggar. Okay. Sorry, a land grabber. Land grabber means a person who illegally takes away the land. Madam, never in my life have I grabbed anybody else's land, and I shan't allow anybody to accuse me of having done so. So he is saying that I have never grabbed anyone's land illegally, and I will not allow anyone to blame me for that thing. Quickly steps to the carafe and drinks more water. Oxon meadows are mine. So carafe, that is CARAFE. Carafe means an open topped glass flask used for serving wine or water in a restaurant. Okay, so it is a kind of a glass. Natalia, it's not true. They are ours. Lomo, it's mine. So the argument keeps on going between both of them. Natalia, it's not true. I will prove it. I will send my movers out to the meadows this very day. Lomo, what? Natalia, my movers will be there this very day. Lomo, I will give it to them in the neck. Okay. So, movers means a machine used for cutting grass. That means as Natalia is trying to prove that those meadows belongs to her, so she's saying that today itself I'll send my movers, that is the machines, uh, on auction meadows, and you cannot do anything. So what uh, Lomo is saying, okay, that I will give it to them in the neck. That means the people who come with the movers. Natalia, you dare. Lomo clutches at his heart. Oxen meadows are mine. You understand? Mine. Natalia, please don't shout. You can shout yourself horse in your own house, but here, okay, so horse means sending rough and harsh, okay, typically as a result of sore throat or of shouting. So many a times if we are shouting, then our noise becomes very harsh, okay, so which is known as harsh. So please don't shout. You can shout yourself hoarse in your own house, but here I must ask you to restrain yourself. That means I can ask you to keep silence. Okay? No need to shout. Lomo, if it wasn't, madam, for this awful, excruciating palpitation, if my whole inside wasn't upset, I would talk to you in a different way. Okay, that means he's trying to say that if I was better, if I was not suffering from palpitations, then even more loudly I would have talked with you. Oxen meadows are mine, he yells. That means he shouts. Okay, so excruciating means very painful and upsetting. So he is saying that excruciating palpitation, that means he was suffering from palpitation, and because of that he could not shout very loudly. Natalia, ours, Lomo, mine. Natalia, ours, Lomo, mine. Right, so they both are continuously arguing with each other, and at the same time, his father, that is Natalia's father, her father, okay, sorry, that is Natalia's father enters, okay, whose name is Shubuko. Shubuko, what's the matter? What are you shouting for? Natalia, Papa, please tell this gentleman who owns Oxen Meadows, we or he? Shubuko, to Lomo, darling, the meadows are ours. Okay, so even Shubuko is coming, and he is also saying that the meadows belongs to us. Lomo, but please, Stephen Stefnovich, how can they be yours? Don't be a reasonable man. My aunt's grandmother gave the meadows for the temporary and free use of your grandfather's peasants. The peasants used the land for 40 years and got accustomed. Accustomed means used to or habituated to it as if it was their own when it happened that. Right, so he's trying to say that actually it was given for a free use. Okay, and when did it happen that it belonged to you? That means when did it happen? When the ownership or the possession was given to you. Shubuko, excuse me, my precious, you forgot just this, that the peasants did not pay your grandmother and all that because the meadows were in dispute and so on. Okay, and everybody knows that they are ours. It means that you haven't seen the plan. Okay, what Shubuko is saying to Lomo, that it belongs to us. Lomo, I'll prove to you that they are mine. Shubuko, you won't prove it, my darling. Lomo, I shall. Shubuko, dear one, why yell like that? You won't prove anything just by yelling. So what Shubuko is saying, that by yelling you cannot prove anything. I don't want anything of yours and don't intend to give up and what I have. Why should I? And you know, my beloved, that if you propose to go on arguing about it, I would much sooner give up the meadows to the peasants than to you. There. So Shubuko is saying that if you'll keep on arguing with me like this, then I'll give away the meadows to the peasant, but not you. Lomo, I don't understand. How have you the right to give away somebody else's property? So Lomo is trying to say that this meadows actually belongs to me. Then how is it possible that you can give the ownership or possession to someone else. Okay, Shubuko, you may take it that I know whether I have the right or not, because young men, I am not used to being spoken to in that tone of voice, and so on. I, young man, am twice your age and ask you to speak to me without agitating yourself. So, agitating means upset or anger, okay, and all that. So, the argument continuously keeps on going. Lomo, no. You just think I am a fool and want to have me on. You call my land yours and then you want me to talk to you calmly and politely. Good neighbors don't behave like that. Stephen Stephanovich, you are not a neighbor, you are a grabber. Okay? So, what he is saying to Shubukov is that you are a land grabber. That means you take away the land illegally. Shubuko, what's that? What did you say? Natalia, Papa sent the movers out to the meadows at once. Shubuko, what did you say, sir? Natalia, oxen meadows are ours and I shan't give that up. Shan't give them up. Shan't give them up. Right, so she keeps on saying that. Lomo, we will see. I have the matter taken to court and then I will show you. Okay. Shubuko, to court? You can take it to court and all that. You can. I know you. You are just on the lookout for a chance to go to court and all that. You pettifogger. Okay, so pettifogger means an inferior legal practitioner. That means a person who is a lawyer and especially one who deals with petty cases. Petty cases. Petty means small cases. So he says that you are habituated and you want to take us to the court. Lomo. Never mind about my people. The Lomos have all been honorable people, and not one has ever been tried for embezzlement. Right? So, embezzlement means theft of funds placed in one's trust. Okay? Theft. Okay? Like your grandfather. So, Lomo is saying that our family members have never been involved in any wrong or illegal activities like your means your family. Shubuko, you Lomos had lunacy in your family, all of you, right? So, what he's saying that is lunacy means madness. Okay, you all people are mad. Natalia, all. Shubuko, your grandfather was a drunkard. Okay, and your younger aunt, uh, that is Nastasia Mihailovna, ran away with an architect and so on. Lomo. And your mother was humpbacked. Humpbacked means having a hump on the back. Clutches at his heart. Something pulling in my side, my head. Help. Water. Shubuko, your father was a guzzling gambler. Right, so both of them are blaming each other. Okay, so guzzling means drinking too much alcohol. Okay, and the lunatic means a person who is a drunkard who keeps on drinking and is not under his own control. Natalia, and there haven't been many backbiters to equal your aunt. Okay, Shubuko, my left foot has gone to sleep. You are an intriguer. Okay, intriguer means a person who illegally enters someone's property, private property. Oh my heart. And it's an open secret that before the last elections, I can see stars. Where is my hat? Okay, so Shubuko is getting very much affected. Okay, Natalia, it's low, it's dishonest, it's mean. Shubuko, and you are just a malicious. Okay, so malicious means having or showing a desire to cause harm to other person. Okay, and further, what he is saying, double faced intriguer. Yes, Lomo. Here is my hat, my heart. Which way? Where is the door? Oh, I think I am dying. My foot's getting quite numb. Goes to the door. So he was actually suffering from palpitation. So he is saying that my foot is getting quite numb. Right? In Gujarati we say ખાલી ચડી જાય પગમાં. Shubuko, following him. And don't set foot in my house again. Okay. So as Lomo is not feeling well, he is moving towards the door. Natalia, take it to court. We will see. Lomo staggers out. Okay. So what he is doing? By hearing this, Lomo is very much stagger means very much shocked or surprised. Okay. Shubuko, devil, take him. Walks about in excitement. Natalia, what a rascal! What trust can one have in one's neighbor after that? Okay, so rascal means a cruel or a dishonest man. Shubuko, the villain, the scarecrow. Okay, so they are keeping on and on cursing Lomo. Okay, Natalia, the monster. First, he takes our land and then he has the impudence to abuse us. So, impudence means very rude way, okay, to abuse others. Shubuko. And that blind hand, yes, that turnip ghost has the confounded cheek to make a proposal and so on. Okay. So, confounded means very bad or annoying. So, what Shubuko is saying about Lomo that uh, after behaving in such a way, he is altogether bringing a proposal. So Natalia is asking, what proposal? Shubuko, why he came here to propose you? Natalia, to propose to me? Why didn't you tell me so before? Shubuko, so he dressed up in evening clothes. The stuffed sausage, right? Sausage is a kind of a food in which things are stuffed in the skin. Okay, it is a kind of a dish. The vision faced from. Okay, so vision means to become dry, shrunken, and wrinkled, often as a result of aging or of uh, failing vitality, right? So vision phrased from. So uh, what Shubuko is saying that that is the reason he had dressed up in such a way, okay, because he had come here for a proposal. Natalia, to propose me, right? That means she is very much surprised, okay, and then she falls into an easy chair and wails. Okay, so wails means just so she falls into an easy chair and wails. Wails means she starts crying. Bring him back, back. Bring him here. That means she was very much shocked and surprised, right? Because she didn't know that Lomo had actually come for a proposal for her. Okay, Shubuko, bring whom here? That means he's asking whom to bring here. Natalia, quick, quick. I am ill. Fetch him. Right. So she is very much nervous, and we had a word that is the vision faced from, right? So meaning of from is a woman who wears unattractive clothes or does not make an effort to appear attractive. Okay, so here it was written, so he dressed up in evening clothes, the stuffed sausage, the vision face from. That means Shubuko was trying to say that he was not dressed in a good clothes. Okay, further, Shubuko, what's that? What's the matter with you? Clutches at his head. Oh, unhappy man that I am. I will shoot myself. I will hang myself. We have done for her. Okay. So what Shubuko is saying? That what happened to you? So Natalia, I am dying. Fetch him. Shubuko, at once. Don't yell. So he's saying that don't shout. Okay. Runs out and he pauses. Natalia, She keeps on crying. What have they done to me? Fetch him back, fetch him back. That means she's cursing herself. Okay. And Shubuko runs in. Okay. Shubuko, he's coming, and so on. Devil, take him out. Oof. Talk to him yourself. I don't want to. So Shubuko is saying that now I'll not speak anything. You only talk to him. Natalia, she keeps on crying. Fetch him. That means please bring him. Shubuko, he also starts shouting, he's coming, I tell you. Oh, what a burden, Lord, to be the father of a grown up daughter. I'll cut my throat. I will indeed. We cursed him, abused him, drove him out, and it's all you, you. That means Shibuko is saying that now you have already cursed him so much, so he was very much worried that now it might be possible that Lomo will not agree to marry her daughter, right? So he was cursing himself. Natalia, no, it was you, right? Now both of them are arguing with each other. Shubuko, I tell you, it's not my fault. Lomo appears to the door. Now you will talk to him yourself, okay? And Shubuko is going away. That means his exit takes place, right? So this was what all we have discussed in third lecture, okay? And in the last lecture, we'll find out that what will happen between Natalia and Lomo. Does Lomo agree to marry Natalia, and what will now Natalia do to make Lomo uh, uh, give him or accept his proposal, right? So that we'll see in the last and the final part of this chapter, okay? So that will be our last lecture for our syllabus, okay, of your literature part. So I'll end my lecture over here, and I thank you everyone for watching my video.